Hey there, my fellow barbecue enthusiasts. Man, it's great to be back with you. I've been taking a little bit of a break, and I might take some more of a break. But today, I have got some ribs going on. I've been wanting to try the salt and pepper ribs, just coarse sea salt and 16 mesh black pepper. So I've got the smoker coming up to temp today. We're going to be using the Weber Kettle, and I've got a little bit of cherry in there and just a little bit of apple. And here shortly, we're going to be getting these ribs on. Now today, I'm using just a St. Louis style spare rib. The membrane on the back, I'm actually not taking off. I just scored it with my knife down between each rib. And we're going to go with it just like that. Simple, easy. Be sure to stick around. Fire your smokers up. Cook right along with me. Let's get to smoking. All right, so we're going real simple today. Just 16 mesh, black pepper, coarse sea salt. I just put that on, put a little bit of mustard just as a binder, and then we're going to put it out there on the smoker here shortly. So I've been wanting to try some salt and pepper ribs, see how they taste. So today we're going to give it a try. One of the things you want to do is make sure that whenever you do season your ribs or any kind of meat, that you let it sit out there on the counter for a little bit on the chopping block, let it sweat out. It'll start pulling some of the juices out of the actual meat, and it starts embarking that flavor. So now we're going to get it over here, and we're going to get it on the smoker. Beautiful ribs right there. I'm going to place them right here in the center. I also have a water pan down here to make sure I'm keeping good moisture. It's going to center it like that. Make sure you straighten them back up, however you want them to cook, because that's how they'll do. So we're going to get it shut back down. We're going to keep a temperature around 225 approximately. That's going to float up and down. It may even get up to 250, 260 and back down, but we're hoping to average at about 225 to 235. And I'm figuring it's going to take somewhere around 6.5 hours is about the time frame I like to do them. All right, we're at the 2-hour mark. So we're going to come out here and check it, see if it needs to be spritzed. Yeah, it's starting to gather a good bark on it, so it does need to be spritzed. Now today I'm just using just apple juice straight, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this ribs around before I spritz them. So I'm going to flip them just like that right there. And then from there we're going to just spritz them real good, making sure we get all the brown areas around the edges, as you can see. Get all those really good, and then you also want to get just the whole rib. These little rib trimmings over here. Just spritz it real good like that. And what I'll be doing is doing this about every hour for now until the end. Like I said, we're at the 2-hour mark. I won't bring you out each time, but we're going to do it every hour from here on out. All right, put the lid back on it here. Now, it's also important to note whenever you're doing spritz, I mean, for the ones that are getting new into barbecue, trying to learn the process, it's really good to use some sort of fruit juice. It's got a little bit of acid in it. The acidity of that tends to be able to help the cellular membranes of the meat be able to rehydrate throughout that cooking process. So you can mix it however you want to. I've just got apple juice in here today. A lot of times I'll take apple juice. I may mix it, with a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of water. Vinegar, I would go, if you're going to do, say, 1 part apple juice, then I would do probably a 1/4 part vinegar. If you're going to do a little bit of water, you can do 50-50 on the water and like a 1/4, on the apple cider vinegar. It's just however you want to do it. Find that taste profile that works for you. And make sure that before you do start spritzing, that the bark, you've allowed it time to go ahead and form on the meat, because if you don't, spritzing too much without the bark being formed or starting to form will just lead to mushy barbecue. So you want to make sure you get that good bark before you start spritzing, and then what this will do is continuously rehydrate it, and it'll absorb those flavors of the spritz in addition to the regular seasoning and the smoke you got going, and turn into fabulous, delicious barbecue. Oh yeah, that's some beautiful looking ribs. Beautiful looking bark on those ribs too. All right, we're gonna shut it down for another hour. All right, so we're at the 5 hour mark. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and wrap them. I'll usually leave them wrapped about an hour, and then I'll unwrap them for about 30 minutes before I take them in to let them rest. So I'm just gonna take them off the smoker here. Yeah, they're looking really wonderful. Get a good flop to them. Set them down just like that. I'm not going to put any kind of, I'm not doing any brown sugar or nothing like that. Just keeping it real simple. Might hit it with just a tad bit of spritz. And then we're just going to wrap her up. I'm just going to single layer these. Trying to keep them as tightly as I can. Just like that. Now I'm going to set them back on the smoker, like I said, for about another hour. And then I will open them up, leave them in the foil, but open the foil up for probably 20 or 30 minutes. Cover them back up, let them sit inside on the counter for 20 or 30 minutes, something like that, to rest. All right. All right. That's going to be some beautiful ribs here in a little bit. Stick with me. We'll see how they turn out. There's a finished product. Salt and pepper ribs. All right, so we got the ribs all done. Today, just simple salt and pepper ribs. Like I said, spare ribs cut down, St. Louis style. Put a little bit of mustard binder on there and just use salt and pepper, coarse ground pepper, and 16 mesh black pepper, and then just some coarse kosher salt. Let it smoke about 6.5 hours total. After about the first 2 or 3 hours, I think it was the first 2 hours after that, every hour I spritzed it. And I did wrap it for an hour at the end, followed by being unwrapped for about 15 to 20 minutes. So all total, about 6 hours and 15 or 20 minutes cook time. So let me bring in here. I'm going to show you one of them here. We're going to take a look at it and see how it did. Take a bite of it too. Look at that rib. Now that's a beautiful rib. All right, so let's go in here and get us a bite of it. Good clean bite. Wow. I got to tell you, it tastes delicious. Just salt and pepper, keeping it simple. I like to do all the other things as well, but sometimes just simple is better. Simple's good. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming. And if you would, please hit that subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel and you're coming back, hey, I sure do appreciate it. Thanks for your loyalty. Be sure to hit that like button. So until the next time I see you guys, happy smoking.